Alright, time to check on the chicken. It looks like it's been boiling pretty good for a while now. I'm probably about to take that out. And what I'm going to do is, you see that good broth, all that juice, and the chicken broth I added, plus the seasons, plus all the flavor from the chicken bone and marrow. Oh man, all that's going to just been mingling in there. It's going to make great chicken pastry. So I've got the potatoes already drained. They're done. You want to check these to make sure they're the right consistency before you do this. So I'm going to place you in the holder real quick, and we'll go ahead and finish up potato salad. Give me 1 second. Get some light going on. I threw my potato salad bowl in the freezer and got it really cold so that it would, you know, these potatoes are hot. We want it to be cold potato salad. So if you let your I'll go ahead and share a secret with you. If you're boiling your potatoes and you let it boil for too long, then it is going to be hard. It's not going to be soft. So what you want it to do is you want them to be the consistency right before they turn to mush. It's hard to explain. It's more of a feel thing. I definitely overcooked it the first time. I learned my lesson. See, now they're chunks of potatoes instead of mash. They were just turning into mash, and that's the problem if you boil them too long. You may have to do it a couple times before you realize what exactly is the right consistency. But for me, this is what works. We've already mixed everything else together. You saw that. The potato salad itself, the wet ingredients, they were super cold. They've been in the freezer for a minute. So now that we've mixed onions and dill relish and all these things together, and our egg, it's time to finally do the taste test. This potato salad is done. Oh. Let me do one thing. Let me do this. I don't know, my dad would have a fit. Let me make sure you use paprika, son. I said, all right, Dad. So I've got this, it's not by McCormick, it's made by Great Value, but I've got smoked paprika. I'm not going to use a lot because this tends to change the flavor a little bit. But here we go. Let's sprinkle a little bit of this on top. I mean, it does add a very nice flavor. I mean, very nice visual effect. Look at that. There's our potato salad. Our potato salad is done. That's something you could show up at a party with. People say, hey, who brought the potato salad? Oh, I did. Man, it's some of the best potato salad I've had in a long time. And their wife or whoever might make potato salad, you might piss some people off. Hey, but I guarantee you they will ask, hey, what's the recipe? You know, how'd you make this? Can you write down the recipe or can you show me? So I just kind of mix that up a little bit. It is definitely going to add a little flavor difference. Okay, so let's do the taste test. Now that we have that up there, let's do the taste test. I'm going to try to get a little bit of everything so I'm not biased. All right, so I got potato, onion, and let's do a little egg. Here we go. Man, dude, I'm not just saying this because I made it. I'm saying this because it's good. If you like deviled eggs, this is the perfect flavor for deviled eggs. I'm telling you, the onions are really crispy. That comes through. The sweetness, I wish I wrote down exactly how much I used of the relish. Sweetness of the relish and the tartness, you feel them both. You taste them both, I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the freezer. Or should I refrigerator? So it's definitely warm potato salad now. I want it to be colder. So yeah. Screw it. Let's put it in the refrigerator. It'll be done in time. Okay. So we have it in the refrigerator, and now we can throw this in the sink. So we have our chicken ready. I'm gonna utilize this again. Actually, let me put you in the holder. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just rinse this out pretty good. Get all this potatoes stuff off. Man, I'm so happy with the way that turned out, man. If you do it like that, you're going to have banging potato salad. I'm telling you, man. It is good. It is real good. And it's something that you can take to the family reunion and people will be impressed. You can take it to work. Now that you know how to make it, it's real simple. You know, and I hope maybe it'll enrich your life and bless your life somehow. So, alright, I have this, it didn't have to be super clean. You'll see what I'm about to do with it, but man, I'm getting to the point where I'm about tired of washing these dishes all the time. Alright, so our chicken has been boiling for a while. What we're going to do now, we're going to get this chicken out. We're going to separate the meat. I'm going to use this for like putting the meat in, or this bowl, one of the two. But that's what we're going to do. Take the lid off. I'm going to go ahead and cut the temperature off on that. Ooh, that's hot. Whew. Okay, so I don't necessarily have to record this process, you know, but I will. It's very hot. I haven't done this before, so who knows how it's going to go. Let's see where those tongs are, see if they apply. Got these sharp metal tongs. Let's see if this works, if this helps. Okay, and it can verify for us that the chicken is actually done. Oh yeah, it's definitely done. It's very hot, so it's almost like you want to separate this and let it cool for a moment. Just take them and put them in here right now. There's some parts of this leg I don't want to go in there, but there's definitely some meat that we want to use, obviously. But the flavor of the broth, you just look at that and tell that's amazing. I'm going to taste that in a second too. Flavor of the broth is on point, I imagine. The chicken, it looks very pale, but it is done. Put you back in the holder. Oh baby, look in there. So that's what we have to do. We have to take that meat off, get that good meat off, and then we're going to put it back in there. And then we're going to slowly introduce these sheets. So we're only at 6 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and roll with this if you don't mind. If you don't mind, Kayla, can you please come here? All right, just, there we go. Thank you. All right, so here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to most likely use this thing right here. It's called a fork. Fork has a handle down here, and this is where you want to hold, right? But then here at the top, it has these prongs that you're going to love this, right? This right here allows you to pick up things. It's kind of like a shovel, but it's a fork. Oh man, it's so daggone hot. Let's see here. Whew. This is falling right off the bone too. Watch this. It's just coming right off the bone. Oh man. And you can kind of look through there. You know that little pointy thing that's on the chicken leg. I don't know exactly the name. I'm sure someone does, but you don't want that. Here it is, this little spiky thing. You don't want everybody choking on that. So I definitely want to leave that on the bone if possible. There's also some cartilage here at the top that you definitely want to avoid putting. Woo! Oh man, that was hot. Wow, that was super hot. I'm sure you saw me pull my hand back real quick. All right, you see how that thing tried to sneak in there? This bone, you definitely don't want that. That will hurt somebody. So now we need to have a plate for things like that. That's what we're going to do with this plate here. Be for our things that we don't need. All right, so as I'm going along, each new amount of chicken that's going in here will be scrutinized, and we're going to get rid of the things that we don't need. Right here, this is the cartilage. My hands are clean. That's the cartilage right there. We're not going to use that. We are going to use this chicken though. Here's a little bit of fat from that chicken. I want to get rid of that. Okay. Okay, you don't want any fat floating around in the water. It'll take a second just to get rid of that. Some of you might like it fatty. Like I said, everybody's different. You have it the way you want to do it. You have things here's this, you know, that little chewy piece that's on the end. I can't stand that. I don't know what you call that, but let's get rid of that. All right, so this is a chicken leg right here. We've already utilized every part we can. So back in the water it goes. We'll put that right here in the water. Good to go on that one. Let's just keep going until the process is done. These are extremely hot. So same thing. Look at that. It just fell right off of there, man. It's so tender. I wish you could just kind of get a feeling for how tender it really is. So let's discard that. Get rid of this bone that's going to hurt somebody. And look, it's connected. If you do it right, it's actually connected to that cartilage. See that? So then you just throw the whole thing away. Alright, and I'm doing it one at a time. That way it makes it easier. I don't have to go through, 5, 6, 7 of them at one time to try to figure out what's going on. Alright, here's this little piece that we just talked about. I want to go ahead and cut that off. Bam. So we just got rid of the two main things I don't like. Nobody likes. And now we have some meat to throw in there. Let's put our meat in. Ooh, man, this is going to be so good. I'm kind of glad I use legs now. Very easy to clean. Very easy. I might try to go ahead and get this fat off. Get it out of the way first too. Boom. Fat's gone. Alright, let's get rid of that. Super hot. Super hot. Perfect there, so it's not shaky. Alright, and stand about right there. Perfect. I'm just trying to help Kayla get the best shot. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm taking this off. There we go. Now zoom in on the chicken. Perfect. If I could teach you how to cook and do this at the same time, you're learning in two ways. We're both learning together. I'm doing this for the first time. To me, this is what life's about, folks. It's not about, you know, your paycheck on Friday. That's nice. It's nice to have that money, but man, if you're not spending time with your family, you may not have a family. If you don't, I'm sorry. I hope you get one. But if you do have a family and you're spending your time elsewhere, you know, you definitely got to make time for things like this. Children grow up so fast. Anyways, you don't want to hear me complain about that. That's enough. Perfect. So little by little, our chicken broth is getting the chicken that it needs. Kayla, can you go ahead and get... No, I'll get it since you're doing that. I got you. We're going to go ahead and get these dumplings out and let these start thawing over to the side. It's the first time I utilize those, so we'll see how hard that is to separate. It was basically, I read the box. It said you want to boil your chicken, remove your chicken, get everything you want off the bone, remove the bones, and any kind of fat or anything you don't want on there, cartilage. A little bit. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. Alright, so I'm just kind of going over with the fork. Make sure, see that try to sneak in there, that little tendon or whatever that is. I don't know what that is. Oh, there's another one. See that one try to sneak in there too. Get that crap out of there. Nobody wants to eat that. I've had bones in mine before, you know, where people just leave the whole bone in there, and that may be the way you had it when you were coming up, because that bone adds a lot of flavor. But hell, I mean, we just boiled it for 45 minutes. I'd say all that flavor's in the water. Alright, so try to speed this up for you without sacrificing quality. Alright, there we go. Get this fat out of there. Don't want fat. Tear this piece off. Get rid of that. Now look for any stray pieces of material that would be questionable. Looking good. Oh. Almost got me. Little chewy piece. Alright. More chicken in there. Man, this is starting to look good. So that chicken's now... It was able to get all the juices mixed in. That's why it was so tender coming off. I want to say it's like really mixing together now. I did add an additional spice. I don't know if I should tell you or not. It's sort of like a secret spice. That may be what I do. Maybe I'll show you how to make everything minus one ingredient. That's not crucial. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Should I not do that? I mean, I don't know. Never mind. See, that was greed. That was greed trying to kick in. The devil's the father of greed, so I was just trying to be greedy. I don't want to do that. I think I could still tell you the answer and not get into trouble as far as losing out on anything. I use this, you know it's one of these. I mean, you obviously see what I have. This is what I use, Weber Kickin' Chicken. That gives it a real good flavor. Let's taste this broth and see how it's turning out. It's very hot still. Oh man, that would make an awesome chicken noodle soup too. Wow. Man, maybe we do our own homemade chicken noodle soup too. So we don't have too much chicken left. I just washed that, and I have what? 3 of these left. Almost done, guys. And essentially what I'm going to do, I know this is a long video, but hey, this is a long process. It really is. I love learning new things. It's such a joy. It brings such a joy. I'm going to sneak and have a piece. You want a piece? That's good. Tell me that is not good. That's good right there. And this doesn't even have seasoning. This is super tender. Anyway, stop. Let me stop eating. Let me get this fat off. Tendon piece. Should be 2 of them up there, I figured out. There's the other one. Alright, let's see anything else. Tear up my meat. I think you get the point. I'm just wanting to take any of this stuff off. But honestly, I don't really have the ability to edit the way I need to these videos. I need to get a good laptop. I have one that's a total piece. And there's a few editing tools on the phone that I'm using to record, but man, it's so tedious. It really is. I do a little editing, but I don't like if I had a laptop. So if any of you guys have a laptop you want to get rid of, that would help my channel out a whole bunch. If you want to donate that to me, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. So that was quite massive. So a little bit of the tendon came off. Oh, I doubled up. I put 2 in here. I got greedy. Alright, there's that. A little bit of fat. Okay, so I think you get the point now. We've got all this separated that we don't want in there. But at the same time, we have this beautiful meat that we do want in there. And now it's ready to go into the pot. Okay, so now we want to get this back up to boiling. Turn it on high. Do you know which one it is?
Which one? This one?
Nope. Over one. To the left. To the left. There you go. Yep. That one. Nope. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we have our broth over here, and you can see it's quite a bit of meat. I don't want to drop the phone, sorry. Let me get a better grip. It's quite a bit of meat in there. I don't have to reach very far for the meat. The broth itself tastes, great. If you're worried about that kicking chicken being, it sounds hot and spicy, and it is a little bit, but there's so much broth and water in here that it's not going, the amount I put in there is just going to give it a little bit of that flavor. And once you taste this flavor, this Weber kicking chicken, once you try that a couple times, you'll develop like, I don't want to say a crush on it, but you'll develop a love for it. Alright, perfect, man. That tastes great. So here's what we want to do. I'm actually going to add, here, hold this. Let's get rid of this chicken. Okay, we don't need this plate anymore. Alright, with this. Alright, so we have our chicken pastry back here, or some great chicken noodle soup. It really would be. Let's get into this and see what this is about. This is Ann's old-fashioned flat dumplings. I've had it sitting out for the appropriate time. Let's get this open and see what we have inside. Alright, it's one of these flat deals where, there we go. Alright, so what it said to do is it said get it up to boiling. So I have this on hot or high, extra high, and these come in individual sheets. So what it told me to do, if I'm not mistaken, let's glance at it one more time. 8 to 10 in boiling broth. Okay, so you're supposed to do about 8 to 10 of these. Wash our hands like that. Okay, perfect. That comes. Alright, so we have a potato salad cooling off, and we have these sheets we just discussed, individual sheets. It said do 8 of these, and it says the temperature of the water is going to go down, so you need to let it get back to a boil and then do it again. So it won't take long for this to get to a boil. And I'm cleaning this up also in the meantime. I don't need that anymore. Perfect. I can't stand my stuff being dirty. I don't like it. Alright, so we got our section clean. And we have our stuff boiling. I think we can go ahead and start with this. So I'm going to bring this over. I think we're supposed to use the whole... Yeah, it's pretty hot. So I'm going to insert that in there. Yeah, it's boiling right there. I can tell. Pretty darn close if it's not. It's going to have these individual wraps up here, and some of these are already broken, you can tell. Are you getting it? Can they see the water? Come over here on this side. Face that way and lift the phone up so they can see. Imagine what you would want. There you go. Perfect. There we go. You have your own YouTube channel before you know it. They grow up so fast, man. This is important, man, when you pass this stuff down. I mean, I'm sure you have the intuition to be able to just work with stuff, and I've asked people about how to do this, but I guess what I'm trying to say is if you have the talent to cook, show somebody else in your family some things, or take the time to learn from the older people in your family before they pass on, so that you can get that information. It's so crucial. We take it for granted these people will be here forever. I think I'm supposed to wait, and I'm going to throw 3 more before I wait. It says get it back up to a boil. It wasn't technically at a boil to start with, but what we'll do is the thing insist and wait just about a minute. Well, I like to think if my mama was in heaven above, and which she is, let me rephrase that. My mama, I like to think she is in heaven above, looking down and watching me cook. Like she's kind of cheering me on. She definitely loved to cook, and I was just too young to be able to, really learn much. But I took it all in. I took a lot of it in. So it's stuck with me now. I can see how bad regular food is and how good the food is, it was back in the day. Just trying to kill some time. Alright, so we've got that to the point that I can add a few more. We're going to keep going till we use the whole box. So many are in there. So you can feel them thawing really quickly in your hands. It doesn't take very much to thaw out. I'm trying to think if there's another way to utilize these strips. Very interesting product. Okay, let's set these down. See, these on the bottom are really starting to thaw out at a different speed than the others. Let's start from the bottom now. I'm trying to keep them separate too. I'm just going to go through and separate them. Give it a stir. Make sure they're not sticking together. I think that's why it's crucial to just do a few at a time. That's a bunch of whole pieces. I think it said to put them in there the way that you like it. So I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to break a few in half. And just see if that makes a difference as a way to test it out. Maybe you're supposed to break them into threes, into thirds. I don't know. Try a few like that too. It's just a noodle. It's not like it takes much to break it, but maybe better to have a variety. We'll find out. We shall find out. So I'm back to doing some in half. We're almost through the whole box. And so what's going to happen is it's not going to take long for these to cook. I think it says it takes about 8 to 12 minutes to get these where they're supposed to be. I'm obviously not going to hold you on the video that long, but I just want to show you how we put these in. After I'm done with this, I'll come back and let you know what's up. Oh man, these are sticking together pretty good. So I guess we needed some tiny little pieces too. There we go. Alright, so we got the whole box in there. Now I want to throw this lid back on there and get rid of this box. So here's the box just one more time. It's called Ann's Old Fashioned. So that's all I'm going to show you on here, and I'll be back with the end result. Make a bowl and I'll show you what it turned out like. But I think you should go ahead and try it yourself. It's really good. I don't know what you're waiting for. Have a good night.